Coronation Street reveals a shocked Betsy Swain confronts Carla Connor over emotional plea. Coronation Street has shown the scene where Betsy Swain approaches Carla Connor as she sits her down to make an emotional request. Viewers of the ITV soap will remember that Carla was left upset when her attempt to propose to girlfriend Lisa Swain fell apart earlier this month. After getting hold of a ring and nervously planning the big moment, Carla was spotted in the Rovers Return, but Lisa's late arrival and a distraction from Debbie Webster derailed things. The hotel manager interrupted the pair to ask their opinion on her wedding invitations, which led to Lisa chatting away. Debbie then asked how Lisa's late wife, Becky, had popped the question, and that's when Carla's plan unraveled. Lisa explained Becky had set up a dinner date and slipped the ring into a glass of bubbly. As she recalled the story, Glenda Shuttleworth arrived carrying champagne, just as Carla was about to propose in exactly the same way, forcing her to stop. Now, new teasers for next week confirm that Carla will make another attempt, determined to get it right this time, even going so far as to seek Lisa's teenage daughter Betsy's approval before proposing. In a preview of the upcoming scenes between the underworld boss and her stepdaughter, Carla asks Betsy to sit down for a chat, while Betsy responds with her usual teenage sass. "I need to ask you something, okay?" Carla nervously begins as she takes a seat on the couch. Struggling to find the right words, she's teased by Betsy with a joke about the birds and the bees before Carla blurts out, "I want to ask your mom to marry me." Betsy looks taken aback, letting go of Carla's hands and leaning back on the sofa in shock. "Is this the worst idea ever?" Carla frets. Betsy then presses Carla about her motives before asking, "And what if I said no?" Caught off guard, Carla admits she'd have to think about it, but Betsy quickly puts her out of her worry. "Carla, as if I'd say no. She hasn't been this happy in ages. You've got my blessing." The two then laugh and share a hug. But will Carla's proposal finally succeed? As fans already know, the road isn't smooth because later in the week, Lisa learns from Betsy about Carla's failed attempt and confides in her daughter about her own intentions. Could the pair finally seal their engagement? Coronation Street spoiler. Theo loses control as Todd and Billy cause more chaos. Todd does his best to calm Theo, giving his word that he'll step back from Billy and let him get on with his mediation without interference. Theo appears relieved for a moment, but the peace doesn't last long. When Danielle unexpectedly shows up with Noah, the atmosphere quickly shifts. Noah can't resist winding Theo up, throwing sharp remarks that cut deep. What was supposed to be a calm meeting spirals into a bitter war of words, leaving Theo humiliated and furious. Later, Theo returns to his house only to find it deserted. The silence is broken when he learns that Todd is over at the Rovers with Billy, enjoying a drink together despite his earlier promise. Theo's temper boils over, and in a fit of rage, he storms to the cabinet, reaching for a bottle of brandy as his frustration threatens to push him over the edge. At the same time, Carl holds a tense meeting with Brody and Dylan, instructing them to scout around for expensive cars that could be easily stolen. He makes it clear he expects results quickly, adding to the pressure on the boys. But Carl's troubles don't end there. Tracy corners him, demanding the hush money she believes she's owed. She mocks Kevin with cruel jibes, much to Debbie's disgust. Debbie's sharp reaction suggests Tracy may have revealed more than she intended. Could Carl's shady dealings be about to unravel? Meanwhile, Carla is a bundle of nerves as she sits down with Betsy. She carefully explains that she wants to propose to Lisa, but feels she needs Betsy's blessing first. Betsy, taken aback by Carla's honesty, eventually reassures her that it's a wonderful idea. Encouraged, Carla sets about making the proposal special. She decorates the garden with flowers and fairy lights, creating a romantic setting before leading Lisa outside. But as fans know, proposals in Weatherfield rarely go according to plan. Will this one be any different? Elsewhere, Asha opens up to Nina about a tragedy that has been weighing heavily on her. She explains that she is going to the funeral of a young boy who died in a cycling accident. Still haunted by the fact she couldn't save his life, Asha's guilt eats away at her. Nina, instantly worried, gently tries to comfort her, but it's clear that Asha is carrying a burden that won't easily lift. And finally, Jenny finds herself once again trying to make amends with George. She apologizes to him, though her eyes linger on him with unspoken longing. George, however, has other things on his mind. He quietly shares with Christina that Eileen has been back in touch, confiding in her with a heavy heart. Christina wastes no time inviting him for a drink, and George gratefully accepts. Jenny edges closer, trying to catch his attention, desperate to rebuild what's been lost. But George barely notices her presence as he laughs easily with Christina, leaving Jenny standing on the sidelines feeling overlooked and heartbroken. Coronation Street fans convinced they've uncovered Kit Green's real agenda with Lisa Swain as Costello's suspicions grow. Coronation Street viewers believe they have worked out DC Kit Green's hidden motives after his continuing interest in DS Lisa Swain's late wife Becky came to light during the latest visit to Weatherfield. Fans will remember that it was revealed last year that Lisa had been widowed, a painful truth that shaped her deepening bond with Carla Connor. Earlier this year, however, it was confirmed that Becky, who also served in the force, had died in the line of duty while facing scrutiny from the anti-corruption unit. The unresolved mystery surrounding Becky's final days has haunted Lisa for months, particularly after her teenage daughter Betsy uncovered sensitive files about her mother's investigation and the death of PC Craig Tinker, who also lost his life while on duty. The discovery reawakened painful memories, leaving Lisa desperate for answers. Under pressure from her superior, D.I. Costello, Lisa was required to attend therapy sessions to confront her lingering grief and suspicions. In her final session with therapist Floyd, Lisa admitted what she had long feared, that Becky's death was tied to corruption within the force, and that the full truth had been deliberately kept from her. Determined to uncover what really happened, Lisa began her own covert search. While snooping through Costello's emails, she stumbled upon a shocking revelation. Kit had requested access to Becky's file. The discovery stunned her and immediately raised questions about his true intentions. Confronting Kit at the Rovers Return, Lisa demanded to know why he was digging into Becky's past. Kit remained cagey, but it soon became clear that his investigation extended beyond Becky and into Costello himself. During Monday's August 18 episode, tensions rose further when Costello warned Lisa about keeping a professional distance from Kit, implying that her association with him could jeopardize her career. The warning only fueled Lisa's doubts. When Lisa later pressed Kit for answers, he stonewalled her once again, only for their tense exchange to be cut short by a phone call summoning him back to the station. There, Costello informed him he would be put on desk duties following his clash with Underworld client Eli. The official line was that his reassignment was due to his injuries, but Costello insisted Kit tell everyone exactly that. Lisa, however, wasn't convinced for a second. Trying to reach out, Lisa offered her support, telling Kit she could help if he was in conflict with Costello. But Kit doubled down on the cover story, refusing to break ranks. Later, though, in a rare moment of honesty, Kit finally let slip that he didn't trust Costello, pointing out that his superior had been unusually lenient with certain members of his team. Lisa seized the moment to circle back, asking again why he had been trying to access Becky's files. Fans watching at home have now begun piecing the clues together, speculating that Kit's obsession isn't about Becky alone, but part of a larger mission to expose Costello's possible corruption. But is Kit a genuine ally for Lisa, or could he be manipulating her grief to get what he wants? Coronation Street airs on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 8 p.m. on ITV1 and streams on ITVX.